Bismillah, alhamdulillah. Furthermore, Trinidad and Tobago, the land itself, it belongs to the citizens of Trinidad and Tobago. Again, it does not belong to one body. So, for example, when the PNM under Kit Rowley were in power, or even before that, and they were trying to legislate or come up with whatever rules or ideas to state that we have to start paying land tax, and they wanted to tax people for having or occupying a piece of land, and they were stating, the government was stating that all the land of Trinidad and Tobago is owned by the government. And you may have grown up in a house on a piece of land for however old you are, 18 years, 28 years, 32 years, 50 years. You grew up in that house on that piece of land. Your parents grew up there. Your children grew up there. Your grandparents grew up there. And the government is coming to tell you that they own that piece of land. Or the state, or however they try to bring it across. Basically, they are saying that you do not own that land and you have to pay tax for being on that land. This is oppression. This is unfair. This is unjust. And just a reminder, these are the people who we claim that we vote for. I don't vote. I don't condone or believe in voting. And as time progresses, we learn that your vote really doesn't matter. Voting is rigged. In Trinidad and Tobago, it is rigged. It is rigged. The government that goes into power, it is not by voting. You're just dipping your finger and dirtying your finger with some red mark for nothing. You're just wasting your time. The government that goes into power is the one that makes the deal, the best deal with America and England. These are the two external factors that has a heavy presence and power in our country. And this is facts. Our laws, our rules and regulations are heavily based upon America's and England's influence. And this is facts. But nonetheless, the government that comes into power should have the best interests of the citizens. And the government is supposed to work for the betterment of the country, for the betterment of the citizens. And we are seeing government after government just failing. And there are many factors behind that. But nonetheless, the government is supposed to work for us. Kit Rowley made a public statement at the time that it is time for the citizens to be weaned off of the government. As if the citizens are suckling, breastfeeding, getting nourishment from the government. And again, it is as if the government owns Trinidad and Tobago. It is as if the government owns all the land, all the natural resources of Trinidad and Tobago. and the citizens of the country are just begging and feeding, and we lazy and we hopeless, and we begging the government when we need to be weaned off of the government, because the government haven't, the government need to shape up the place, and the citizens need to be weaned off of the government, because the government is the one who own everything. The government is there to work for us. We are their employers. They are employees. That is why they are paid a salary. And again, this is something that apparently we are forgetting, or we don't realize that the government is there to work for us. They are public servants. They are accountable to us. We collectively, as citizens of this land, we have rights. And we have a former prime minister stating that they need to wean the citizens off of the government, as if the government is high and mighty, above all, and owns everything. And we, the citizens, we don't own anything, and we need to go and find our own. This is wrong, this is unjust, and this is oppression. And it is not only the PNM that is oppressing the people, the UNC is also doing it. But time and time again, we are allowing the government to oppress us. Whoever it is, whoever comes in power, that is what their agenda will lead them to. Because the agenda is not to better or uplift the citizens of the country. The agenda is for a certain group of people, and again, Trinidad and Tobago is not for a certain group of people, it is for the citizens. So just a little reminder, again, Trinidad and Tobago is not owned by one group of people. It is for the citizens of Trinidad and Tobago. And this way where we forget our reality. The government is here to work for us, not for themselves, not for external entities or partners, not for external countries. The government is here to work for us. Again, I do not believe in that democratic system, but it is what is in power, this voting system. And again, voting is rigged. It is proven, it is fact. We have seen it before. The facts are there. But nonetheless, this democratic way is here. I do not support it in any way, because it is false, it is flawed, it is corrupted. But it is here. And the reality is that the government is supposed to work for the citizens of Trinidad and Tobago. And this idea that, like, Trinidadians and Tobagonians, they do have rights, like we begging and lodging in this country, and the government could do as they please, and when they're ready, they unleash the police upon the citizens. All of this is wrong. This is real life in real time.